A group of Pearl Harbor survivors from Wisconsin started their journey today to return to the site where they served our country during the surprise Japanese attack in 1941.
And we have some sad news to report in connection with that trip. Pearl Harbor survivor Mark Scheidel had a heart attack and passed away on that flight. You may recall we spoke with Mark about his thoughts before leaving. We know going to Pearl Harbor was important to him and he was looking forward to the journey. Our thoughts are with his family. Pearl Harbor survivor Mark Scheidel was 89 years old.
And News 19's Amy DuPont had the chance to spend some time with him and has more on this remarkable man.
Mark Scheidel joined the Navy straight out of high school. He wanted to see the world, and he wanted to see it while on a Navy ship. The Spartan native was assigned to the USS Boggs. His ship was coming into Pearl Harbor when the Japanese attack began. More than 70 years later, Mark could still describe the attack like it happened yesterday.
In plain English, attacked on Pearl Harbor, this is no drill. Loud and clear, attacked on Pearl Harbor, this is no drill.
He was so looking forward to returning to Pearl with the men who, like him, survived that dreadful day.
But you never had a chance to sit down with them and reminisce, you know, and talk about what they went through.
Mark Scheidel was 89 years old.
The Old Glory Honor Flight Group has dedicated this trip in Mark's honor.
The men are visiting memorials that were built in their honor. Among them was the USS Arizona. Now, this has been a truly emotional trip, and it included a tribute to one of their own.
On our first full day here in Hawaii, the veterans visited the USS Arizona Memorial, which so far was the most emotional of our stops. As you know, many men are still entombed in the Arizona. Today, the Wisconsin survivors paid tribute to those men, as well as to all of the Wisconsin sailors, soldiers, and airmen who died on December 7th. Members of the Old Glory group read each of their names out loud and rang a bell in their honor. Then a Navy chaplain read a prayer in honor of Mark Scheidel.
And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for years to come.
As you know, the Spartan native passed away on the flight to Hawaii. An American flag was flown in his honor, and then the honor guard folded that flag, and a Navy captain on board with us presented Mark's flag to me.
A testimony of honest and faithful service, sitting with third class, or a pay, should tell.
Thank you. Mark's guardian flew home after his death. I had the chance to spend some time with Mark before we left on this journey, and the Old Glory group asked me to receive Mark's flag. When we return to Wisconsin, it will be my honor to deliver this flag to Mark's family.
A once-in-a-lifetime trip has come to an end for the Wisconsin survivors of Pearl Harbor. Now, the veterans made the trip back to Hawaii with the help of the Old Glory Honor Flight Group of Northeast Wisconsin. The cheering crowds greeted the vets as they stepped off the plane along with the airport color guard, but the homecoming was bittersweet. 19 veterans flew out of Chicago last Thursday, 18 returned. Sparta native Mark Scheidel passed away on the flight to Hawaii, but the group continued the journey and dedicated the trip to Mark. When the vets flew into Chicago this morning, Mark's cousins were waiting for them, and News 19's Amy DuPont had a special presentation.
This flag was flown above the Arizona Memorial. It was unfolded by the National Park Service, and a captain from the Navy presented it to me, and I had the pleasure and honor of giving it back to your family.
Thank you. I don't know, I'm still trying to put it all together. It didn't mean so much to me a couple months ago, but that Milwaukee here, it's like, oh, it looked really great. I'm really looking forward to it, but things happened as they did, and that's why I felt I needed to come back down here today. I'm glad I did.
Funeral services for Mark are held at the end of the week, and if you'd like to learn more about Mark and the other Wisconsin veterans who were on that trip, you can log on to our website at WXOW.com. Well, that was a difficult part of that trip, but a wonderful trip for most.